The Corus Caring Hearts Radiothon will be making an appearance this year in August this time, and joining me now from Corus is Shannon Lebrun. Welcome to the show, Shannon.
Hi, Gabe. Thank you for having me.
All right, so no better place to start than the beginning. Obviously, the Corus Caring Hearts Radiothon is a staple in the spring, but due to COVID-19, the original wasn't able to take place. So we'll start with that decision to postpone it in March and April.
Well, like all organizations, whether you're for profit or not for profit, everybody's business kind of came to a halt in March. As you know, over the last few years, many years now, we've been holding Radiothon at the hospital, and obviously for reasons out of our control, we did have to postpone Radiothon. To keep everybody safe and healthy, of course. And we just didn't know what was going to happen, right? The shutdown was supposed to be a couple of weeks. And here we are now in August. We talked with the hospital foundation probably about 2 months ago and said, it's really important for us to stay alive in the community and continue to give back to the community. And we know that the hospital has been working extra hard over these last few months. And so through those conversations, we thought, you know what, let's move on with Radiothon because it's needed. Now, we did shift our focus from our original items that we were going to raise money for to make it more relevant to what is happening right now in our community and in the world for that matter. So we're pretty excited that we're going to pull it off. There's a lot of little things we need to take care of before we get there, but the support from the community has been amazing. Our sponsors, we have a bunch of sponsors that make this happen. We have about, anywhere from 20 to 25 different businesses that participate every year in Radiothon. And when we had to postpone the event back in April, we reached out to all of them and said, unfortunately, we can't have Radiothon right now. But when we went back to them, they said yes. They all came back, and even we have new sponsors that weren't even supposed to be a part of it in April, because our community believes so much in what the Radiothon means and the importance of our hospital. So we're pretty excited to. We've actually, in terms of sponsorship, have sold out the Radiothon, which is pretty exciting considering we're in the middle of a pandemic.
That is absolutely amazing, but no surprise, as you alluded to, we know how generous the community is, and every year being at the Radiothon, your TV always has the pleasure of being there for that final total, and it's always a humbling amount. Now, you mentioned that there was a pivot in terms of what the money's going to go for this year. Maybe you could elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you know, the equipment that is necessary to keep our hospital staffers, employees, doctors, nurses, everyone that makes that hospital run from day to day is keeping them safe as well as keeping the patients. So we're looking at maintaining equipment within the hospital so that we can keep our employees and staff and so on safe. So we have, we've seen that we've had to pivot, which is a magic word that we hear all the time, pivot. But we're really just looking at taking care of making sure that everybody is safe now and in the future. So the Cornwall Community Hospital is the only hospital with a ventilator capacity outside of Ottawa in our region. I'm reading some notes. And to prepare for COVID-19, the ICU has increased from 12 to 26 beds, from 5 to 13 ventilators. And so we are ready, but we need to make sure that we're ready and safe. So that's making sure that we have all of the equipment that is necessary during the pandemic and in the future. Things are not going to change in terms of safety, right? I think we're in a space right now where we need to do this, and I believe that this is going to be just the norm moving forward and keeping everybody safe.
Absolutely, and when you talk about keeping everybody safe, obviously that's top of mind when planning a Radiothon. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how this year's going to work. It's going to be a little different, although of course the basic format of people calling in pledges always stays the same.
Absolutely. The basic format is the same, Gabe. As you said, thank you to our friends at Cogeco and your TV. We have partnered once again to have a wonderful phone number that's brought to us. And so we will have some volunteers on the phones. Unfortunately, this year we won't be able to take in the number of volunteers that we normally do. At this time, it'll be Corus staff and the foundation staff that will be manning the telephones for the day. That's to keep everybody safe. Actually, I was just on a call before my meeting with you about location. So we're going to be outside. So plan A is outside so that we can have some physical distancing. Both the Fresh studio and the Boom studio with our wonderful announcers will be set up outside. Our tables with the telephones will be set up outside. We'll have some plexiglass in place to keep our staff safe while they're, answering the telephone calls. So basically, you'll see everything outside, and of course, we won't have the same, we won't be able to have people come and join us throughout the day, which is kind of, takes away and makes things different. But we, as I said, we've got all of our sponsors already lined up for the year, and so we're pre-recording interviews with them. So all of our sponsors will do as they've always done, and they'll have that opportunity to, be a part of the day with some pre-recorded interviews. They've also, in the past, they have answered the telephones for us, but we can't do that. So just a few tweaks. The wonderful ladies from the foundation will be there, absolutely. So you'll see them, and we're going to be relying on, some social media, obviously, through both Fresh and Boom, and our listeners and our viewers of Cogeco, your TV, to pick up that phone that day and make some donations. Also, if you go to either our websites for Fresh or Boom or to the Hospital Foundation, you can make donations today. So that's something that we did a little bit differently this year as well, is that the online donations are being accepted right now, just to give everybody that opportunity to participate in it. We're still doing our songs where if you donate $100, you can request a song that we played for somebody, as we've always done, and Bill and his team will do their best to make sure some of those great songs are played in memory of or dedicated to somebody that's made a difference.
Excellent. Well, we know that from past years, Corus certainly knows how to put on a show when it comes to these events, and it's always very moving as well to hear the stories from the hospital of just what a difference it makes in our community. On that note, Shannon, thank you so much for joining me and enlightening our viewers on this, and hopefully they'll visit the website now and make a pledge, and of course tune in the day of, and if they don't make a pledge today, then make a pledge that day. So thank you so much for joining me, and to you and the whole team at Corus for all your hard work in making sure that this is a go.
Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate your support as always, and Bill's support for your TV. We've got great community sponsors here, and that's the only reason that we're able to make this